let's call the meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Austin, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd also like to ask everyone for a moment of silence in memory of Virginia McGinley. For those of you who don't know, she passed away recently, and she was the treasurer and served the town for many, many years. So if you would, just a moment of silence, please. Thank you. All right, public input. Do you have any public input? Okay, let's move on. Oh, sorry, Karen. What do you got?
Just speaking for the Brookfield Women's Society, just a reminder that we have 2 sessions sponsored by the New Hampshire Humanities with a guest speaker to talk about nested Russian dolls on Thursday at 10 a.m. And then on Saturday, folks will have an opportunity to actually paint the dolls. There's a material fee, but we're encouraging young people and families to join us to actually paint the dolls. And registrations are requested, so let me know if anybody wants to come. If not, come anyway. And also yoga will start up again on September the 11th at 9:30 in the townhouse. And for the first day, people are requested to show up at least a half hour early. So we'll have a 10-week session of yoga again for Brookfield and Wakefield for the whole community.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? All right, let's go to old business, the agricultural committee. We have here, I'm sorry, I skipped the meeting minutes, didn't I?
Yes.
Yep, let's, I'll give right back. We'll do the meeting minutes. We have a set of minutes, public minutes from August 19th. And we have a set of non-public, also from August 19th. I've read them. I don't have any issues with them. Any comments from you? Comments? Nope. All right, I'll take a motion to accept both sets of minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of August 19th, 2025, and the non-public minutes of August 19th, 2025.
Motion made
Seconded?
and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, agricultural committee. So we have here the draft proposal that we put together. I did see a couple of comments that I wanted to make. In the commission framework section, we talk about 1 or 2 community members at large. You have to pick a number. It's going to be either 1 or 2. I would suggest 2.
Okay.
Given the structure that you have, that would give you 5. You also have selectmen's rep, which is my second comment. I think that should be noted as a non-voting participant, non-voting member, the selectmen's rep. So he would be there to help guide and work with you guys, but he would not actually have a vote when it came down to that.
And I would say, what does the RSA say about that? That's the governing rule.
You don't have an RSA reference. Is there an RSA that
Yes.
talks about agriculture?
Yes, there is.
Okay. And that would have to be picked up in it as well too. So, in other words, you're going to form it and you're going to conform to the regulations for the state, and we're going to apply that here in this town. So I like the way you've got it in here, but we've got to hit those salient points to make it all legal, I guess.
So is this a yay or a nay to move forward
Oh,
as far as,
I don't have a problem. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, you do reference. No, that's 91A, never mind. I don't have a problem with what you guys are trying to do. That's me speaking. We have to vote on it as a board.
yeah,
But a little bit of cleanup on the purpose and commission framework, make it 2 people, reference the non-voting member. And you could actually have a couple of alternates too.
Well, there was people that were involved before that want to be involved again. Frank Frazier was excited about being involved. Yeah.
So in 2008, the town voted to approve the establishment of an agricultural commission.
Mhm.
And we used RSA 674-44, which is the RSA. And the town authorized it to consist of anywhere between 3 and 7 members and up to 5 alternates.
I've got that many.
Okay? And the members will be appointed by the Board of Selectmen for a term of 3 years. And the only thing, my other comment is you submitted a roster. If you don't, we'll have to, you gotta slice those into 3-year terms. Who's up in 1 year, who's up in 2 years, who's up in 3 years.
Okay.
So that's what the town did in 2008.
And then which ones would be the alternates as well?
Well, I have a question about that too, because we've got some husband and wives that are involved and that want to be alternates for each other. So, I mean, some of them are traveling people and some of them. So I don't think that should be a problem if, let's say,
Yeah, I don't see that as an issue. One of them would be a voting member, and the
Right.
other one would be an alternate.
right,
If that's the way you want to propose it, that would be, and as long as they're all agreeable to doing it that way, that's fine.
and every 3 years we would vote on the new people. That would-
Every year, someone would come off
Right, and then somebody else would come on.
for 3 years.
Right. Okay.
Did you have any other comments or questions on it, Russell?
Nope.
Rich, you got anything else? All right, if you want to make those few tweaks to it, get the RSA referenced in there, specify the number that you are proposing,
Okay.
and then we will follow it up. Any other comments, questions?
I would forward the board the archive process for the minutes. So after they take their minutes, they give it to you the way you explain.
We actually have a
Yes.
policy on that now that we can use.
Just for, I will make sure that they don't follow the policy.
We can give it to them.
And I just have a couple of comments, like other towns, some towns, they meet every other month. Some towns, they meet every month. I mean, is that definitely
I would double check the RSA, see if it has a requirement for how often you have to meet. If it
Mhm.
doesn't, then it's up to the committee.
okay.
But it should be specified. You guys
So
want to
you-
make it quarterly, monthly?
Yeah.
If the RSA leaves it open,
And you just want the RSA details added to this, is that correct?
just reference. We're going to set up this commission for RSA 674-44. You don't have to go into the detail of the RSA says. Anything else? Anybody else have comments on that? Okay, let's go to the next item, is the townhouse acoustics. Jan?
We have received 2 quotes from firms in Massachusetts. Both specialize in sound assessment and recommendations, but they don't supply the products or the installation. So they advise that we also hire an architect or an interior designer and engage them. In round numbers, one code is just under $5,000, the other is $12,000. We have a lead on a preservation architect and just want to talk with that person so that we can put together a proposal for you for budget for next year. Additionally, we've talked to the individual who did, I'll call it a DIY for the church, the Episcopal Church in Sanbornville. It's their event space. We're going to see it on Monday. They decided to just use a sound panel distributor. They sent in the measurements and sent photos, and the distributor recommended panels, so they installed them themselves. It's a new building, it's not historic, so we're going to go over there and just see how the acoustics work, because they're happy with that. I think they did that for under 5,000, but they can't find the invoice or the vendor. So we have a little bit of information, but not all, but we're gonna go over and take a look at it. But again, we'll put that together before the October 6th budget deadline. And our belief is implementation of it would likely be over a few years. So then you can decide whether that becomes a warrant article or just how we budget for that. Okay, any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess the goal would be, from my perspective, is to have some semi-firm data for town meeting, to see if we break even.
Yes.
So I think you're asking us to maybe spend some money shortly to get a proposal?
That, yeah, if we want a proposal in time for town meeting, we would have to spend that money either this year or very beginning of, say, January. Because they need to come in, whoever we select needs to come in, do measurements for sound and size, and then come back with recommendations. That then we have to take to either an architect or interior designer and say, okay, this is what they say, what products, what kind of panels, what would you recommend? But I think we can have recommendations for you for the town meeting in March.
And I think if I heard you correctly too, you're saying by the October requirement for budget numbers,
It's for budget number.
we would know what this preliminary work is going to cost.
Right, and let's say if we decided to go with, let's say, one of the firms in Massachusetts, we know at minimum, it would be about $5,000 that we would, if we were going to spend it now, that's the quote, is about $5,000.
And that would just get us the data that tells, that we would send out to somebody and say how much it's going to cost us to do it.
Yes, they would, $5,000 would cover them coming into the townhouse, doing a site visit, doing all their measurements, and then doing their proposal report.
Where does the architecture get involved? The architect get involved in that?
The architect or an interior designer would say, okay, they've recommended, for example, a rug. So for this size room, you should have an 18 by 24 rug, and we have these suppliers that offer, and this is roughly how much you'd have to spend. We recommend panels on the ceiling, but because it's historic, this is what you'd want to do, and this is the vendor that, and they most likely do the ordering as well.
Okay.
Okay? Right.
Any questions for him?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Next item we have is office workflow.
Right. So we had a meeting with the designer, Patty Cook, last week with the staff, and I think they provided really valuable insights into ways to create more efficient and supportive work environment for the existing space as opposed to expanding outside. The next step is for the staff to identify what files they need in their offices versus what files are common and perhaps shared with other departments or other people. So I've asked everyone to send that information to me, and tomorrow I'll send out an email reminder. I talked to Patty this morning, and she is working on some of the ideas that we brainstormed to come up with some basic plans for that. So once we've merged those two together, then we can set up our next meeting.
Okay. Next item we have is the winter parking ban draft. Okay, we have a draft here, but we're certainly not ready yet to actually vote on it. There's a couple of things that we need to clear up a little bit. What are the penalties was one of them, right? Do we want to fine, or do we want to just have it towed away? And I think in here it recommends just towing the, it says either a fine or a towing, and I don't think we want to go there. We're just going to say we're going to tow the vehicle. We'll contact the owner, make an attempt to contact the owner. If the owner doesn't respond or reply, then we'll have to call someone and have it towed away. We can get hold of the police, have the police contact tow company, have it towed away. So this'll be an ordinance. So therefore, we'll have to have a public hearing on it. And I'd like to suggest that we tweak this draft a little bit to clean it up, and then schedule a public hearing on October 7th, which is our first meeting, board meeting in October, but we'll do it at 5 o'clock before the meeting actually starts. So October 7th, 5 o'clock, we'll have a public hearing on the winter roadside parking ban.
And what are the changes that we have to agree on tonight?
From what I'm seeing here, is let's just clean up that vehicles in violation may be towed at the owner's expense. Right now it says may be ticketed or towed. I don't think we will bother with ticketing, we just have it towed. Okay. So let me back that up. Vehicle in violations may be towed at the owner's expense. And we should put a sentence in here that says, the town will make an attempt to contact the owners directly and ask them to move it before we have it towed. Is that a reasonable? No?
I wouldn't do that. Because you're gonna get, you didn't call me. You towed it, you didn't call me.
What are your thoughts?
I agree with Rich. We got the ban in effect, follow it.
Okay, I can go along with that. So what we would just do then is say vehicles in violation may be towed at the owner's expense.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll clean that up there, and then we will post it. Let's see, is this gonna be part of the ordinance here? It's like a letter?
Yes, I attached a letter that we could maybe put in with the tax bill or somehow get to the public so they're aware of the new ordinance. Even though we're proposing signs when you come into town,
Yeah.
we want to be clear that you shouldn't be parking on town roads in the winter.
Okay, so this really doesn't have to be part of the public hearing per se.
No, that's not, that is not part of it.
This is just something that we would send out as a way of notifying
Or
people.
give them a heads up or what, you know.
Okay. All right.
The thrust of it is what? December 1st, is that the date we put in there?
Yep.
December 1st through,
March 31st.
don't park on town roads or within the right of way.
Correct.
We're getting people parking in the right of way and it's difficult to plow snow when you have a wing on your truck and you're in the right of way right up to the blacktop. So, it said road in right of way, I believe.
It does say that. Where do I see it?
In bold, the first bullet point.
Any town road or right of way? Well, the town road inherently includes the right of way, but we need to specify the right of way. But the town road is not pavement to pavement. It's center line plus X number of feet on each side. That's what the road is. I don't think we need to specify. Right?
I think you just say right away instead of road would be covered. Because that's everything in between the stone walls or whatever is there. Can't park anywhere in that area.
You guys have a thought on that? We want to try to make it as clear as possible, so we don't get any ambiguity. You want to comment on that?
say we keep the right of way in there.
And remove the road?
No, road and right of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris? Including right away.
Yes.
I agree with Brad. I think if you're going to use the term, if you want to set it as one thing, use right of way, but at some point somebody's going to question that, what the right of way is. So just be aware that something should be, moving forward, we need to determine what we're going to consider the right of way, whether it's between the stone walls or whatever. But the other thing I would add is the town has deeded turnarounds at the ends of these roads, and I would add that into the places where parking is not permitted. So like at the end of Tucker Road, there's a 25 by 50 foot deeded spot there that the town, for lack of a better word, owns, and that would have to remain clear. We maintain those, we plow them, we maintain them in the summer so that they're usable and not grown in or whatever, so I would include that as well as the right of way.
So if we said vehicles in violation, no parking is permitted on any town road, including right of way, or any deeded town
Turnaround.
turnarounds.
Yeah. I think that covers the areas that are of concern, but
Okay, that makes sense?
Yep.
Rich?
What are the words you're gonna put in there?
No parking is permitted on any town road, including right-of-way, or any town deeded right-of-way.
Turnaround.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
No
Deeded
parking
turn-
is permitted on any town road or right-of-way, including deeded town turnarounds, from December 1st to March 31st.
That works.
That's clear.
Okay.
Karen's got one.
I just had a question when you were mentioning ambiguity. May be towed or will be towed? There's kind of a big difference.
I think it said maybe total.
Is will
If they come out
less
and move it,
ambiguous? Well, yeah, if they move it, but if it's there, is it
I think it should be made. I don't think it's
Okay.
ambiguous.
That's fine.
I think if you leave your car in the road, it may be towed at your expense. Does that work?
That's fine.
It's fine. If you want to clear it up, you say shall, but we're not using shall, we'll say may.
Two questions. Who enforces the ordinance, and how are you going to contact the vehicle owner? I will put that in the procedure so you can say that you followed your procedure to, I don't know, call Wakefield by the plate number and you contacted or tried to. Because that way, if somebody tries to say, oh, I wasn't contacted, you could show that you did.
No,
What
that-
process are you going to use?
I had suggested that a little earlier, and Rich came back with, don't put it in there, because you would get, so you never did try to contact me. So there is no option to contact. You
How?
just don't park in the road.
Oh, you're not going to even try to do that? Okay, then my first question was, who actually is going to do the enforcement? Who's going to make the call to have the car towed? Who has that authority?
So the next step for us is to play it by the lawyer, to make sure it's clear, and to play it by the police chief, to make sure he understands it and we support that action. So we got a couple more meetings or discussions we have to have to make it official.
How are we going to make sure the public knows, other than the public
You
comment?
didn't see I had a letter that Richard also drafted too. We're talking about putting this letter explaining the new ordinance in with the tax bills in December. Right, and it would also be published on the webpage as well.
And we're putting signs on the town roads,
You are.
right? We talked about the major roads, yep.
What does it say? No parking?
Winter parking ban, whatever.
Winter parking. so they're aware. So legally, somebody could say, it's posted that way.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Selectmen office hours, it'll be me next Tuesday at 9 o'clock from 6 to 7. Any comments from the last time, Rick? You were-
No one came.
No one showed up?
No one came in. I think you mean Tuesday the 9th, not 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one will show up at 9.
That's including me. All right, next item. RMS report. That's the road management system report that was provided by the Stratford Regional Planning Commission. Chris, do you want to weigh in on that?
It's designed to keep track of asphalt and asphalt maintenance that the town owns. So they survey the roads that have been paved, and they determine the quality of the road or the extent of damage at each road. They take those damages or lack of damages, apply a number to that criteria, and what that does is gives you a rating of the road, how the condition of it, what needs to be done, so that going forward we can have, forgive the pun, a roadmap of how we want to maintain them, where our maintenance money should go. And it also provides over 10 years an annual budget to keep those roads at an acceptable level. So we don't fall below, let's say, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if we wanted to keep everything above a 70 for, what it shows in the report, this is what we would need to do. And it's not anything set in stone, it's just something to look at for budgetary reasons and for anyone that questions why we spend the money we do on the roads. It should give everyone a pretty clear view of where the money goes and why it needs to be done. And I don't have them yet, but I did. I have 4 copies that are in color and will be bound, so we can have one on the table there for people to look at, and you guys can have one and keep one in the office, something like that.
Did they provide it digitally too? We can post it on the town webpage as well?
Yep, I do have a digital copy.
Okay.
It's without actually having it in front of you. There's a lot you can say without going kind of over each piece of it, but to me it's pretty interesting, and it's kind of sobering if you look at the numbers for what it costs to maintain just at the level we're at, the annual cost to maintain the asphalt. So.
Yeah, I think you summarized it pretty well. I've read through it too, and that number, I thought, again, trying to recall, somewhere around 8 or 8.5 or 85, whatever it is, but it looks like a very good comprehensive report, and it gives us something that we can use to develop a budget, and it gives us a backup to that budget on an annual basis. I thought it was a very good report.
The basis of this is that the town roads are sort of considered one of the town's bigger assets, and to not maintain them or to allow them to get into disrepair would be no different than letting the building next door fall down. So it just tries to point that out and make it make sense in a different way to people that may not completely understand the cost and the amount of work that goes into the roads. So.
All right. Thank you. Tax collector's office setup. How are you liking it, Rose?
It'll work for a little while, but my question is, where do we stand on moving forward? Starting out with purchasing what we talked about something similar to what I talked about being a possible solution. So that I'm looking for the next step in fixing what's in there, and eventually, maybe through the workflow discussion, a more final solution.
Did you pick out something yet that you wanted to? put in
I
there?
said this desk would work with these features. So, I mean, yes, there was a suggestion there. It's not cast in stone.
All right, well, we can vote on, if you want to tell us what it is, we can take a vote on whether or not we want to get that for you and move forward.
The item that I looked at was from this K-log catalog, K-log. It's a 6-foot-long desk with I think it's about 4 feet long return, so it would be an L shape. It has 2 pedestals with locking file drawers, as well as not just file drawers, but also other kinds of, shallow workspace drawers, I'll call them, and a keyboard tray, and it came out to approximately $1,000.
Okay.
It comes totally disassembled.
Was there additional work on the shelving or something for it? Or a bench or some sort? you want?
The other part of that would be something that we probably can't purchase, but a counter similar to what the town clerk has, so that there is a better separation between anything that's been collected and anybody who walks through the door.
Okay. If you have a picture or a cut sheet or something, catalog sheet on it?
Yeah, I think I gave it to you last
Yeah,
time.
you mailed it to us.
Pardon?
We have it.
Okay.
I gave it to you.
So then we've got to make a motion to authorize that expenditure or not, if we want to go that way. Do you have any questions for it? Do you remember the amount? Do you remember the amount?
I don't off the top of my head, it was right around 1,000.
Yeah, the purchase stuff was approximately $1,000, as I recall.
No.
The other, the countertop is not included in that. That would be
We
an
can do
additional
that
expense.
separately and after the fact, once you get it in and set up and you know exactly what you got. Then we can go from there.
Yeah.
Well,
The item that I just described to you comes totally disassembled. It is delivered by a freight trucker. We need to talk about things like where is that going to be delivered to, because we're not open here and there wouldn't be any place to store a disassembled desk, and who would assemble it.
That's a good question. Where are we going to have a son?
My driveway's easy. I can ask them to stick it right in the back of the truck when they show up.
Then you're gonna bring it in here, it's
I
probably
know.
pretty heavy.
It's probably very
I'm
heavy.
not gonna lift anything. I won't be able to lift that.
Do they offer white glove service? You know how they,
If you want to do that, we can set up a day, I'll come here, help you unload it, and I'll set the desk up.
I think the issue is it was like coming common free.
Mhm.
So, right, the vendor says to a shipping company, go deliver this.
Yep.
Hopefully they give you a call, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But where do we, it's heavy, it's gonna be, we know it's gonna be heavy. So where do we wanna put it? Where do we wanna deliver it? I mean, Leah said the back of her truck, but they could hire a truck up for a day or two.
Or you might not be home when they deliver.
Yeah, it could be, see, we don't know, it could be delivered to the curb. Don't know how that works, right? You see some freight companies take it to the curb, and that's the freight company.
What about delivering it to the pad in front of the garage out back? And just drag it inside if we had to, and actually open the box up and bring
Piece by piece.
pieces out to assemble. Sure. All right.
That would work, because the freight companies usually give you a ballpark. They're sometimes out of the ballpark as far as timing goes, but
And that should work for them, they can back into that.
All right, so we'll have it delivered to the garage out back then. So I'll accept the motion to authorize the expenditure of up to $1,000. That's reasonable, right? That's in the ballpark?
That's my recollection, so
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we let Rose spend up to $1,000 to get herself a desk for her office.
Well, second, any discussion? All in favor?
I'm in favor of the expenditure. Who has the action item? Who's buying it?
Who's paying for it?
Well,
who's just gonna place the order?
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right.
we'll figure that out.
Well,
Okay,
you-
okay.
well,
Are we gonna do it?
Well, somebody will have to put it on their credit card, most likely, right?
Okay.
And then it'll have to be reimbursed, if we don't have an account. We'll go over that number is. Okay, any other questions? Okay, motion made, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, do you want to or contact them and say, send it? Do you want us to do it? How do you want to?
I suppose I can. So that's step one, or maybe that's step one. That's step two. The next step is counter. And then a future thing with how we all get reorganized once we understand things like the flow.
We'll get the desk here and get that set up with the return on it and see where we go, and the next step is from there. Chris, did you have a comment?
Yeah, just curious, now that we're on to the action item part of it, to build off what Jan said, and maybe you already did this and maybe I missed it, but would an office supply place offer that service to deliver it and set it up? You know, like, I'm just thinking like WB Mason, just because I see them advertised, I see their trucks around, rather than, somebody has to take time and effort to do it, so if there's a company out there that is willing to do that, it solves multiple problems, and if it costs a little more, it's probably worth it because everyone's not running around trying to figure out how to get it done in bad weather, or, you know, don't have a forklift to get it off, or we don't have enough people, or the driver doesn't want to do it, that kind of stuff.
So what are you looking at? Is it a catalog cut from a manufacturer, or is it from a supply store? Or
It's the one from our counter. We have one,
Yep.
it's the one we keep in the office. I don't know if we've ever bought anything from everyone, the catalog that floats around in the office. If it's a bad supplier, dump it and get a different supplier.
Well, like I said, I may have already gone through all that, I'm just asking questions.
And I have no idea how that catalog became the catalog.
This is the one we use.
Which we've never used, though.
I guess.
Do you want to take the lead on that then and see if we can find the same thing that she's looking for from a supplier that will include the setup and delivery of it? So they would get it delivered to their place of business and then bring it over here and set it up.
I'll give you the website of the place I've been talking to about chairs, because they do offer the white glove service.
So that would be up to $1,000.
That number's gonna change.
That number's gonna change.
That's okay. If it does, then don't buy it until you come back and make sure that we're okay with the additional charge.
From what I just heard, I'm not gonna buy it until Austin does his research, right?
Right.
Correct.
So we'll know at that point, right? And if it's gonna be more than that, we'll have to hold off, bring it back to us, and we'll up the offer. Okay, Townhouse Handicap Ramp. At our Joint Loss Management Committee meeting, one of the things that Chris had pointed out is the tar patch at the end of that ramp at the very bottom. It's bulky, it's rounded, it's breaking up. It's elevated higher than the surrounding gravel around it, so it's pretty much of a hazard. We've got a nice ramp there, it works well, but now you can't get on it safely. You're trying to push a wheelchair across the dome. It makes it very difficult. So, we need to do something about that, and I'm not sure what it's gonna take. Brad, I don't know if that's too much of a handyman project for you to consider, or?
No, it's fine as long as, after the 15th of November.
When?
15th of November.
November, wow. That's a long time off. Well, you think we should move ahead before that?
Well, what's the
Which would mean
solution?
we'd have to contact someone else, I'm sorry. go ahead.
What's the solution? A concrete pad?
Just pull the asphalt out,
Put a form in?
frame it, yeah, put a form in and pour it.
And can we still pour in February, in November? Touch and go? Because we're not going to use it until March, really. Well, when's the barbecue?
October 5th.
October 11th.
And there's probably gonna be a Veterans Day event in November, I don't know whether that's gonna be timed.
Okay. We'll take care of it. It'll be done.
Before October.
It'll be done during September. And September.
Nice big pad, right?
Okay, thank you, Brad.
Good.
All right. I think we need to start brainstorming on warrant articles too. Make a mental list, jot some things down and pass it around, and we'll set something up for the next meeting to say, this is what we think we need for warrants for the March meeting, and then we can figure out who wants to write them and what we give it for. But just food for thought. So let's say for the first meeting in October, so it's the 7th. Yeah, we'll come up with a list of what we think warrant articles are going to need for March. All right? Can you work on it?
Yep.
Okay, department, boards, committee reports. Jan, website selection.
Plowing.
Okay.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Did you skip the plowing of town office complex?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Where did I buy it? Town office complex plowing RFP. We couldn't find one. We know that there's one out there. We just can't get our hands on it. Rich had a thought. You know the cabinet on the front webpage?
I searched it, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. We put it out. We had 2 or 3 bids come in on it in 23.
So, look at it, Chris. The document we worked on recently says plowing all facilities. No shoveling, but plowing. So are we talking plowing or shoveling?
That we don't know what the RFP. The RFP that we're looking for included plowing.
Well,
Plowing and shoveling.
we have plowing covered, unless we're going to open that contract up.
Okay, so we just gotta get shoveling.
We need somebody to shovel.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not a shovel.
That's how you handle it.
Why not?
That's not my-
You don't have enough to do, just add that.
All right.
Do you want to pick that up in the winter maintenance contract?
The shoveling? No.
That's kind of what I figured you'd say.
Yeah, I mean, that's consistent, right? We have to shovel a front walk generator and back ramp.
You need a snow blower.
It wouldn't need an operator. So, why don't we put a request for someone to see if they want to shovel? It could almost be, I mean, I can't believe we can't find any kids in town.
Well, and we do have credit.
I couldn't hear that, I'm sorry. Oh,
Who are you
sorry.
throwing under the bus?
Oh, eyes down. Why don't we we look for help for someone to shovel snow? Maybe we can get a high school kid. If school's closed and they can get up,
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to any kids wherever, but whatsoever. But do you really want to count on a kid who has school and stuff to come here in the morning and shovel us out before they go to school? Or after they go to?
Honestly, I was assuming there's no school. Maybe it's a bad assumption.
They do tend to cancel school on a snowflake, so.
On the other hand, there could be 6 inches on the deck school. I've seen the buses, so I don't know.
Doesn't have to be a kid.
True.
Could be a grown man that wants to do it, a grown woman that wants to do it. So I think your point is, let's put it out there as a question, see if there's anybody that will.
You did.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I did my share too.
Someone's got experience. Hope to write it.
Okay, so we'll put something on the web and see if we can get some interest. All right, now we'll go, Jan.
Okay. We received 5 proposals from website vendors in response to our RFP. Meeting internally, it became really clear that the scope of the data migration and the mapping are really significant, and without an IT staff person, we really can't realistically meet vendor deadlines before we need to make sure the website is stabilized between November and January. So to avoid rushing that critical migration, we recommend remaining with our current vendor, Civic Plus. They provided a demo of the new platform late last week, which represents a substantial improvement from the existing website. And the vendor has waived the migration fees, so the total cost of the quote is $4,664. That would start December 1st and run to November 30th of 2026. We're looking for your approval tonight so that we can move on this. If you approve, we propose entering into a 1-year service agreement, which would allow us adequate time to make sure that that platform really works for the town and it meets the town's needs. Additionally, the vendor is recommending that we use a platform that's a subscription. It's called AudioEye. That costs $2,500 a year. That helps us be ADA compliant. There's a ADA Title II. I brought information for all of you. Towns that have less than 50,000 people have to be compliant by, it's either April or July of 2027. So we could potentially push this off until the next year at the end of the service agreement and do it then. On the other hand, we could go ahead still, and I'll let you pass that.
Thank you.
Yes. That's the first document is about the ADA Type 2. The second document is about AudioEye. And after going through all of this, we can always go back to the vendor. This could be separate from the migration that can be added. So I don't feel we need a decision on the AudioEye this evening, but we would like a decision on being able to notify both the vendor and also the vendors who were kind enough to submit proposals. We need to get back to them.
So what you're asking for right now then is the 4664 to have Civic Plus do the migration?
Yes. And then once we sign that, we will work with them. They'll provide us with a pretty detailed list of what we can do on our end to make the data migration smooth. And rather than have everything fall on Leah's lap, Liz Stefano and I are going to be helping her go through all of those cabinets, creating archive files and then files within the files. So it'll be, let's say 2011, and then under that would be all the select board minutes and agendas, planning board, road agent, any commission or committee or department that has documents, so that they can be migrated over.
Okay, does have any questions? Any questions? I'll make a motion then that we authorize $4,664 to Civic Plus to migrate our system, upgrade the system to the new platform.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have one other recommendation, and that's on the .org URL, the domain. We recommend renewing it with PCS for the next 10 years. That's the best pricing. The cost would be $161.95, which comes out to about $17.99 a year. We had talked about GoDaddy. The pricing that was reviewed in our last meeting was correct, but it also ends up being $23 a year. So we think PCS is the smart way to go. I'd like to notify the vendor and have him renew that. He will send an invoice in September or October timeframe, and that covers next year. And then I think in 10 years, the town can decide if we really need to have the .org. People should be used to using .gov or just Googling the name. So what we're looking at is, in round numbers, $162 to be paid this year for 10 years to secure that domain name.
That's where the guy that's currently,
That's with PCS,
okay.
correct, in Alton.
And that's,
I'll make a motion to do that, and the 160, locking it up for 10 years.
Correct.
And there's nothing else we have to do for the next 10 years.
Nothing else,
It's set up, we forget it for 10 years.
exactly.
I'll second the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, great, thank you. Can I just move into Gaffney? The Gaffney Library?
Can I get a question?
Sure.
You're going to get us a contract to sign.
Yes, I will talk to Alita tomorrow morning, and we'll get a service contract at that point, and then I'll get it to you to sign.
And because we've authorized it, we can sign it as soon as we get it.
Yep.
Correct, okay, great. And then as soon as she sends it, you sign it, she will send us what we need to do on the
Get
data
going.
migration. We can go on it, right?
Question, Ed?
Before we move off of this agenda item, are we keeping the .org because we need a redirect? Is that why we're doing it? I'm not sure why we're keeping the .org if we're not using it. Anybody that types in .org, it should just redirect it right to the .gov. So why are we doing that?
It is being redirected to .gov because it's being used. Some people are using it, and most people are going to Google and typing in Brookfield Town Hall or Brookfield, New Hampshire, and it's taking them to either .org or .gov.
But it
They
shouldn't,
click on-
it shouldn't do that. It should take them directly to the .gov.
It is taking them to, but what's happening is if they type in .org, it's just going directly to .gov.
But do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
I'm not understanding why we have to keep it and pay for it. I mean, it's really a nominal fee, but I'm just curious.
So if someone else doesn't get it,
If we don't,
Is that the reason you're holding the domain name so
Yes.
nobody else uses the?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
one reason, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's the brand, yeah. Okay, Gaffney Library.
go
So we're scheduled to meet with Ed on Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. to walk him through the library's 2026 operating budget and also the budget requests, so we'll have that in time. Also, there's one other thing I wanted to make you aware of. There is a Internet Basics 4-week digital literacy series I'll just pass these if you're interested, otherwise they can just go on the resource table. It's the first round of helping people with basics on email and Outlook and a lot of the things that go with communicating, phishing, spam, all that kind of thing. Security, after which, each class, it's 4 classes, will build on the last class. After that, we are working on a grant to then be able to have classes on Microsoft 365, so Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and all those kinds of things. It's free. It starts in September, runs through October, Saturday mornings, and we're just asking people to sign up because space is limited. So it starts September 13th.
And we just bring ourselves.
You just bring yourself, right? You can either let me know and I can sign you up, you can email the library, you can drop in.
But we don't need a laptop or something, or
No, I think we're providing everything anyone needs. Okay. Heritage Commission?
Keep
Right.
going, you're on a roll.
Okay, yeah. So this is just a request. I don't know if we need approval or not, but remember the assessment that was done last April? Right, it's still in draft form. Andrew is on a leave of absence, they're short-staffed. I don't know when we're ever going to get the spelling errors corrected. There's not that many of these, that's not spelling errors. There's just a few. We would like to post it because when we are talking to vendors, for example, the acoustics vendors, this is really helpful for them. I've been sending it out to them, but I can send them to the link on the website. So if we post it and just say this is a draft.
I might have already posted it.
I haven't seen it, but
I
I know I
double
sent it
check
to you, I
that.
haven't seen it, so if that's okay with you, we'll put it up. One of our vendors, the acoustics vendors said, this is so well done that the quote they gave us, the $5,000 quote, will come in under that because a lot of the work is already, information is already in here. So I think it's a good thing to have on the website.
I don't see any issue with posting it, I think it's a good idea.
Perfect, okay, great.
All right.
Let's see, shades. We have received 3 quotes for window shades, for room darkening, and for light filtering shades. It's expensive. They range from Lowe's cost of $4,600. We had an interior designer from Wolfboro, and then we had budget blinds. The quote is $5,833 for 12 windows. The windows are oversized. They're 65 by 35. They're all not exactly the same. They are either a 1/4 of an inch over, 1/4 of an inch under, which is to be expected. Some of the frames, there's a piece in the window frame that's bulging out that it needs to be secured so that the blinds can be function appropriately. The recommendation of the Heritage Commission is to go with budget blinds. The question that I talked to Mary Lou today that she has is this an item that we budget for next year? Does this come from the trust fund? Does this become a warrant article? What do we do with this now? I mean, we're recommending a vendor, but that's also a lot of money. So I'll get back to you.
Well, they can expend out of their fund, right? Without authorization from a warrant article of the town. They can use the Heritage Trust Fund.
Which fund though? They have 2 savings accounts, and then they have their trust fund. So be specific as to where you want them to take the money out of. They have two savings accounts.
I think we've waited this long. We should wait for these sound people to come
Acoustics.
and see what they recommend for those windows.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Is the purpose of the shades for sound?
No, it's for, so you
Darkening.
can, darkening, but you
Oh.
can get,
For like, yes,
what if they decide to put up
Right,
something else
right.
that we don't need?
it's for light filtering. It does help somewhat, but I can't tell you, and the vendor, we asked the vendor the exact same thing. They said-
We've waited so long, I think we should wait another 6 months, at most,
Okay.
right? Because we'll have,
Until we know from what they say. Okay, we can do that.
that's what I think.
No, I agree with you, I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay,
We
that's
got
one of the
wheels
things.
in motion, let's let them all play out.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Agree?
The last thing is the town barbecue was postponed from September to Saturday, October 11th, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the townhouse. And then I have one other that's not on here, it's for the moderator regarding the budget. So we have March election for the town, we have the primary September 8th, and then we have the general election November 3rd, that's federal, state, and local offices. When I created the budget last year, I assumed most people would volunteer their services, so I didn't put in much money. But I'm wondering if that's a smart thing, because what if, next year people decide they do want to be paid? Do we want to be realistic about the number and most likely underspend, or do you want me to put in 0 for the people that normally volunteer?
You're talking about the Heritage Commission budget?
No, I'm talking about the moderator's budget.
Oh, okay.
So that we can prepare it for October 6th. And if I am going to put, and the other thing is, Karen and I just talked, we don't know if we have to update some software for ADA, but Karen says the law is changing, so we don't have that piece of the puzzle yet. I'll work with Karen and Jim on that, but when it just comes to pure labor for volunteering that day, what would you prefer?
I prefer the volunteers.
What?
If people are willing to volunteer for it, let's do it. But the problem is, can you count on them?
Yeah, I
If you
don't
can't
know
count
from
on
here,
it, then you have to pay.
like Jim and I both volunteer our time, but the next moderator, assistant moderator may not volunteer their time. So do we want to be realistic? We could have it in the budget and both of us will volunteer our time. We'll just end up underspending against the budget. Depends on if you want a realistic budget.
I would say if you're not going to accept the funds, let's not put it in the budget.
Okay, I can speak for us, I can't speak for other people who
And
volunteer.
that's okay. If the other people want to have that money available to them,
Okay,
then we'll put it in the budget.
so,
Just like, for example, if you want to have that money available to you, we'll put it in the budget. You then have the option of saying, I don't want it. Don't give it to me. And we don't cut a check for it.
So
So it would remain in the budget.
I think you kind of contradicted yourself. I think you're saying, put the money in, but you can be a volunteer and we'll just, or you're saying, don't put the money in.
No, if you feel that you want that money, put it in the budget. You
okay.
can change your mind and say, I'm not going to collect it. That's your decision at any point in time.
I'm putting it in the budget, okay. Here's my last question. What is the hourly rate that I should calculate that for? If someone works a 4-hour
I think
shift?
it's a different rate for, I think like the ballot clerks are like $11. I can't remember, no,
Okay.
you're shaking your head.
No, can I follow up with you after?
Yeah,
and then we
yes,
can
I'll
like-
look it up. and-
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Okay,
So I'm not clear.
okay.
Is the money going into the budget or not?
I'm going to put it in based on what Joanne says, tells me for different positions.
For the moderator and assistant?
And I'll put it in for those two, and knowing that.
You may or may not.
May or may not,
Okay.
correct. And that way, at least as a blueprint for the following year, if that changes, you'll know what the reality.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
fine. Okay, Conservation Commission meeting is going to be tomorrow night. Planning board, Rich, anything?
Yeah, we meet Monday. We start at 5 o'clock with a non-public with the attorney, and then the meeting will start at 6 o'clock to the public.
Did look at the book that we get from NHMA, there was a lot about planning board information in
I look at most of it,
there. Okay, thanks.
plenty this year.
I mean, do you think the planning board, did they get a copy of that? Okay.
Anything else? All right, Chris, road agent?
We had the vehicle counter devices installed and taken back out on Lyford Road and Moose Mountain Road, and just sort of getting into the data on there, but when get that sorted out and printed out so it's a little more legible, I'll get it to you. But kind of surprising the number of cars in a day. Somewhere around 500 cars a day on Moose Mountain Road.
On Moose Mountain Road?
Yeah,
Wow.
That surprises me, it's a dead end road.
it is, but there's a lot of houses out there and we have a commercial business there, so it gets some traffic.
You got a ballpark on Lyford?
It was slightly less, around 400, but I haven't finished looking at all of it yet, so the numbers could be off slightly, but
Okay.
it's significantly more on Moose Mountain Road, and the other interesting thing is it's 24 hours a day on Moose Mountain Road. There's very rarely a 15-minute segment without a car. Where Lyford Road, midnight to 4 a.m., zero.
Nothing.
So it's sort of interesting when and how many cars, but significant amount.
All right, I'm interested to see what that's gonna tell us. Anything else? Nope. All right, town clerk? Karen?
The DMV audit, our annual audit is next Tuesday morning. So the auditor will be here for usually just a half an hour, just to make sure our inventory is good and that we're following proper procedures. The town clerk, the state town clerk's meeting, the annual meeting is at the end of October. Joanne has my application for registration. It is $400 this year, and in the past there was a commuter option, so I would sort of do like a la carte and just pick what I could, but you can't do that anymore, so it does seem a bit pricey, and I apologize for that, but I have to go to maintain my certification. I have found a hotel, it's at the Omni this year, so it is the 100th anniversary of the Town Clerks Association, so they're going big, but I have found a hotel that's a little bit cheaper, so I'll be staying 2 nights.
Okay.
I don't have your, you didn't give me the
I
registration.
didn't, I thought I did, that's all right, I'll give it to you. Thank you.
Should we consider just having the town clerk stay where the conference is? I mean, that's where you network with all the people. Is it significantly different in price? We're talking $20, 25?
No, 100 or more.
100 or more?
And the other, I've gone and stayed and networked, but I can network during the day and do a lot of more, much better networking than at the parties and
Fine.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate that, but I,
Anything else, Karen?
no, thank you.
Okay, Joanne, treasurer?
I have been thinking, the town used to have a credit card with Meredith Village Savings Bank, but it had to be tied to someone's social security number. And the bills weren't always getting paid on time, and there was interest.
No, they were being paid promptly. We weren't getting receipts. The receipts didn't
tied
show
up,
up.
okay. So my question is, I mean, with the ordering of a desk and things like that, having someone put it on their charge card really isn't a very fair thing to do. So I was wondering if you'd want me to check with Profile. They have and see if they could offer us something where we don't have to tie it to a social security number, and we could have one that we keep in the file. Somebody needs to order something to use it. Just a thought, but
It's worth asking the
It
question.
is.
See what they can offer.
right, where we have all our accounts there.
Yep.
I mean, it's up to you guys, but it's just, there's a lot of things that Karen, conferences, go ahead.
And my observation, because we've been here,
I know.
is we always get the receipts when you use your personal credit card.
Yeah.
When we had the town credit card, we were always chasing who made the charge, where is the receipt? I haven't heard anyone, other than you bringing it up now, that find it an inconvenience to use the personal card.
Okay.
You don't listen then, I've complained about that.
I think it's like,
It doesn't hurt to ask the question, to see what they got to
and see
offer.
what they have to offer, and I'll bring it back.
We don't have to act on it, but,
It's not a cost issue.
right.
It's not a cost issue. It was free at Meredith, well, it was Monday.
Meredith, yeah,
It was free.
right. But it has to be tied to somebody's social security number, which it means it goes on your credit report. Do you really want that, you know?
Right, see
Just
what
a
they-
thought,
see
let
what
me
they got
ask
to
and
offer.
see what they, and then I'll bring it back and you can say no.
I'll tell you right now. Don't spend it much time on it.
Okay.
We chased a lot.
I don't know if you did, maybe.
Pardon?
Personally did.
Okay, next, anything else you want?
No.
ZBA, we got the public hearing
I do
coming
have,
up.
I do have one more thing.
I'm sorry, yeah.
We will be doing our revenue revision with DRA, and that should be soon, am I correct? It should be September.
Yes, we
Yeah.
just signed the MS1, so
Yeah,
we're getting set up to do the tax rate.
right, so the MS1 has been submitted, is that?
It will go in this week. We signed it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll do the 232, which is the revised revenue, and then Michelle Clark calls us, goes over it, and then you're ready for your tax rate. So it'll be sometime in September, right? Yeah.
It was 30 days before the bills are due or something. All right, that'll work. ZBA, the public hearing is,
The continuance of the public hearing is September 17th at 6 PM next door.
yeah, and I believe they conducted a site visit last Saturday?
Yes,
Supposed to be last
this
Saturday.
past Saturday.
So that is progressing along. Nothing on trustees of the trust fund. Right now, the next meeting for the trustees of the trust fund is October 9th. And supervisors municipal records, Karen?
We haven't done that yet, because we meet the 23rd, I believe, later this month, the fourth Tuesday.
Okay. Correspondence?
I took myself off of this agenda for some reason.
No, you did.
I didn't mean to. I don't know how that happened, but yes, I have quite a few things for you. So Brad and I are about, a little over halfway through the grant application for the LEOP. We're gonna get back to work and get that done on Thursday, so we can submit it and hopefully get the grant, so we can update our local emergency operations plan this year, as we had hoped to do. As for the board chairs up here, I believe I handed you out a spec sheet on one. It's roughly the same as these ones. Right now, they're listed at $190 on the website. I have not called our rep to see if I could get a cheaper price. So if you were to just buy them right now, while they're on sale, it'd be $950 for all 5 chairs. Yeah, yes, probably right. I see my pink sticky notes. Okay, you just don't.
Maybe I don't know.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I swear I gave it one. I don't know. Anyway, so it's up to you if you want me to keep looking for chairs for you guys. If you like those chairs, what do you want me to do?
They look exactly like these, even the levers and the arms and everything. I think we should go with the $199.99. If you get it for about $190, then that's a bonus for us. I'll make a motion that we authorize Leah to purchase 5 chairs, not to exceed $950.
Yes, $950.
Does
I'll
that
second.
include shipping? Does that include shipping?
It's free shipping.
Free shipping.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 everyone else's chairs. I've gone to a couple places now, as well as looking online. I didn't want to just go with ordering something online since we spend a significantly more time in the regular office chairs as opposed to in the board chairs. So I went to a place in Manchester 2 weeks ago to try out some chairs, and they had some okay ones. Nothing stood out as superb or anything. And last Thursday, I went to a place in Hampton, JLM Office Innovations, or Innovators, or something to that effect. They let me take this one home so we could try it out, this one I'm sitting in. These chairs that I'm sitting in are $289 per chair. The way I count it, we need 8 chairs, which comes to a total of $2,312. They do offer white glove service, so setup and delivery. The guy told me this afternoon that he was quoted at about $500. The guy said that cost could change, but he didn't see it going over $700. So if it was to be $700 rather than $500, added into the chairs came out to $2,812 maximum. If it was $500, it would be $2,612.
What was it, I thought you said 2,312, was it 2,112?
No, it's $2,312, but didn't include setup and delivery.
Right, but
So
2,300 plus 700 is 3,000.
not crappy, right? Well, my calculator was off today.
So.
Sorry about that.
So 700 would be 3,000.
Yes, so the first.
28 would be if it's
The
500.
2812 is if it's 500, and then the other one would, I subtracted instead of added is what I did. You're right. Sorry about that. So 3,012 if the delivery is 700. Yeah, for a total of 8 chairs.
Did that chair get kind of shared or passed around? Well, I know we had a meeting, a couple of people sat on it, felt it was comfortable.
I think everyone except for Rod and Jeff have tried it.
Okay. And what kind of feedback were you getting?
Everyone thought it was great. They think the cushion is nice and cushy, you know, not too cushy where you'd sink in and it would lose its form. Everything's adjustable on it, so the seat can slide in and out if you have longer, shorter legs, as so many of us do with our shorter legs. You can adjust the height of the arms, you can adjust the height of the lumbar support, you can tilt it, you can set how far back it can rock. Like there's all sorts of levers and buttons on this thing. I would suggest the setup and delivery, even though it would cost extra, just because bringing this home wasn't easy. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
And with so many levers and buttons and adjustments,
So, I mean, we'd have to pay somebody to run it anyway.
yeah. So it's up to you if you want me to keep looking or what do you want to do?
All right, anybody got any questions? Why are you smiling like that?
We went down this path because Leah's chair was broken. I haven't heard any other complaints about the other chairs. $3,000 seems to me a lot of money for chairs where no one has said, I need a chair. Now, if they do, they can put their hand up. But Leah spends a lot of time in the chairs.
Oh, I just saw Joanne's
So one
hand.
hand go up.
Yes, and that,
Karen, are your
that
hands
one
twitching?
Karen?
Well, we talked about chairs when we first took office. Yeah, mine doesn't stay up. It goes up and down.
There was no-
So, and that one that Kristen and, that's terrible. I mean, that was on the floor.
I think it's expensive for
It is a lot.
office chairs.
It
I
is,
just-
it is.
I think it's top of the line. That's my take.
Mhm.
Go ahead, you more guys.
It's far from top of the line, I can say that for sure, but it's not bottom of the line either.
Karen, that's sorry.
Oh, no, it's a very comfortable chair and I like it, but like even when I'm in my office, I'm not sitting much. So I'm up and down and moving around. I don't know time in a chair. Leah's the one that spends the most time in a chair.
I
So I
agree.
think that's the other thing to consider is time in a chair. But I do know the chairs are not ergonomically correct and they're not helpful at all if you have any little, even if you're healthy back and everything. So there may be something a little bit cheaper, especially when we're not really spending that much time in them.
And we're also looking at extra people, so we need extra chairs.
And Leah had asked about that planning ahead, yeah.
We can get you this chair for 200, maybe 180.
You can,
It's comfortable.
yeah, you can pass them on to us.
No, we'll buy more.
Yeah, we'll buy more.
My point is you can get these chairs for 180, brand new. So, I said my thing.
Brad has something,
You say your things.
Brad has something to say.
I was going to say, having been in business equipment sales rep in a previous life, you get what you pay for when it comes to an office chair. A lot of the rating is on an hourly basis, as strange as that sounds. You have a 6-hour chair, an 8-hour chair, a 24-hour chair. And that's how much use it gets in the course of a day. If you're paying $200 for the chair you're in now, and that chair is $285, that's a bargain.
So I agree with what you're saying. We're not in our chairs very much. I mean, Leah is. I'll give you Leah. But when you go around to the other offices, I'll give you maybe 3 hours a week for the other offices, not the town clerk and the treasurer. But a lot of those other chairs, I mean, you're talking 8 chairs?
But then it comes down to, do you want to buy a cheaper chair and replace it every 3 years, or get a decent chair and have it for a while? I mean, personally, I don't think you're spending enough for the chairs you're sitting on now. You see the condition that they're in.
10 years old.
Any thoughts?
I do think it's a little pricey for chairs, but I don't sit in them besides these ones.
What about the quantity of number of chairs, and usually
I do think the 8's a little steep, maybe like 4 or 5. How often are they actually in there? How often, you know?
which is what Rich's point is, right? 3 hours a week,
Yeah.
4 hours a week maybe.
And
Nope.
if the departments say that they need new chairs, they like them, they're using them the most, we should go for them.
Yeah, it's not like you get the quantity discount at 8 anyway. Well, I'll accept the motion from one of you then. What do you want to do?
We still need to figure out the quantity. I think 8's, are we really, do all 8 chairs need to be replaced?
Make a motion for whatever you think it should be.
The reason I chose 8 as the number is I counted the number of chairs we have. If we replace all the ones that everybody has now, we'll have a couple functioning ones left for when we have deputies and whatnot. So planning ahead a little bit. We're not buying deputies we don't have nicer chairs. We would save the current ones for that. Probably not all of them, but just throwing that out there.
No? I'm not hearing a motion. Somebody gonna make a motion?
No.
No?
So,
What would you suggest I do then?
I think we need to do a little more research on it and I don't know, I don't sit in the chairs.
Okay. All right, moving on. Sorry.
Just what about just as needed? If somebody's, having a problem with their chair, then replace it. It doesn't mean that everybody's just gonna say, oh, I just want a new one. I think everybody in the town will be frugal enough. If they feel their chair is no good, then they'll just ask for another one.
We know that there is one failed. Leah does not have a chair.
Karen's doesn't work.
That one's on the floor.
I will make a motion that we get one chair for Leo. And we see where we stand with those other chairs before we just grab one. We're not getting any deals on volume. we're just gonna get whacked on setup.
A little bit, yeah.
Everyone's gonna be $500.
No, that's for all of them. Not, but that wasn't $500 per chair. That was, if we order 8, it's gonna be $500 to deliver and set up all 8. Sorry, I thought the same thing when I was on the phone with the guy.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Would you read that motion back?
You motion to allow me to purchase 1 chair for my use, and Austin seconded. Is that roughly right?
Including setup.
Including soda.
Can you just keep the one you have?
I don't know if I can keep the one I have, and I don't know if they will send out a freight truck and deliver, and guys to set up 1 chair, but I will find out.
We got one, you're right.
Maybe you get a discount, huh?
I don't know if they let me keep the floor
How
model.
much for the used one?
I haven't.
It's the one you're in.
They know where I live, they'll come and take it if I just keep it.
And ask the other people if they think they need chairs. Let's find out what people want or need.
Okay. Okay, I have the battery backup that I ordered as a replacement, ready to be returned. I'm just gonna make a trip to the UPS store for that. I did order another one, it will be here Saturday. John Rich, when he was here last week, did get our welfare officer back into my computer and on Word so she can actually do her work. I have 2 suggestions as far as the office flow stuff. One, I think we should use the schoolhouse for the board meeting, as in like a board staff meeting, not like board meeting. Training, Zoom room in the schoolhouse, use the schoolhouse for that. We already have all the stuff to do it with the laptop and the conference tower and whatnot. There's a projector screen over there already. We wouldn't have to put a single nail in the wall. We wouldn't have to move anything around except for maybe some chairs so people could see. But then, like, when we're doing the 91A training, if Karen is open, people don't have to, like, walk in and tiptoe and, oh, I'm sorry, what's going on? All the lights are off.
And the bell.
Or the bell, or whatever. We could just do all that stuff over in the schoolhouse rather than in here. Just a suggestion.
Not a bad idea.
And secondly, I may be getting ahead of myself, and feel free to tell me that, but based on what the architect designer was saying when she was meeting with us last week about the supply closet and whatnot, there's a bunch of room in the back storage room now that we've cleared out the electronics and whatnot. Can I start migrating the supplies into there? Because the shelves are lower, so all the short people will be able to reach and see things.
Where are the shelves over here?
In the back storage room, the cold storage room.
You talking Virginia's old one?
No.
No, right around the corner, right here.
Oh, right here in this
Yes.
building. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. No problem.
You know, it may freeze there in the winter. So watch what you're putting
I
back.
won't put any pens in there.
So what are we doing with Leah's request to have our Zoom meetings next door? Are we saying yes to that?
Why not?
I just want to make sure we're clear.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. If it's convenient, it's isolated, it's not, the public's not gonna walk in while you're doing the meetings.
And that would, sorry, I was just gonna say, and that way too, like you pointed out, Rich, I set up the Zoom meeting with Laura next week with the planning board while Karen is still here. We'll just do it over there. And stay out of her way and do our thing and then come back over here for a regular meeting.
I think it would be helpful if we could change the lock on that door.
In the back?
Yeah.
Off the
For a
rear.
couple of reasons. We can't when we're voting, we can't keep it shut. People are always complaining it's cold, it's whatever. And to get in there, we have to go in to the townhouse, which we can do, it's okay. But it sure would be nice if we could have a panic, it has to be a panic, right, to get out,
Panic bar, yeah.
with some sort of keypad on the outside to get in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it exists, but I would suggest if we're gonna start using it more, that would be a lot easier to get in and out.
I'll see what's out there for hardware.
Good, thank you.
On the list for November?
Yeah, depending upon modifications needed a lot sooner.
So I have one more thing, I meant to do it earlier. What's happening with paving? They talking to you?
The reclaim on Moose Mountain Road? You talking about the?
Moose Mountain, yeah.
Moose Mountain Road? Supposedly September 11th, they're going to grind the road. That's the date I have at the moment.
We owe them $65,000 for the last project they worked
That's
on.
right, this one, for chip, that's the chip seal, right?
Chip seal, yeah.
Do we want to pay them now or hold for the job to get done?
I don't have any reason to not pay them. I don't think there's a problem with getting it done. I think like anybody, they have scheduling conflicts here and there, but I've been speaking to them all summer, and I think it's going to get done on September 11th.
Okay.
I don't have any reason to think it won't.
All right.
So I would move forward with paying for the chip seal. The other reason is it's the same company in name, but it's a completely different part of the company. The bill comes from a different part of the company. It's the chip seal and the paver are completely separate inside this company. So if it was another paving project, maybe would think about it a little bit more. But where it's
Fine.
You have anything?
Nope. No, let me just check.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman? Forest fire warden. We did have a small fire last week. It was on Lyford Road in the ditch.
That was a-
Ditch side fire.
How big a fire was it?
Oh, 4 feet by 12 feet maybe? Small.
On Lyford, you said?
The fire department have to come, or?
They came and took care of it.
Any idea how it started?
Yes.
Yes.
What was it called? Unpermitted burning, a cigarette butt out the window, or?
Someone cleaning out a ditch.
Pardon?
Someone cleaning out the ditch on the side of the road, removing vegetation. They meant well.
How did that cause the fire?
They were burning.
Oh, they were burning it intentionally?
Yes.
Oh, that's not a good thing. Especially this time of year, right now.
They've been counseled.
They've been counseled.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Ready for manifest?
Yeah. Do it. Okay. First item is
Yes?
All States Construction for $65,552.76 for single chip seal with sweeping. Amazon, we have a couple, no, I just have one. We have Amazon for $73.87 and I thought there was two. You guys got mine mixed up. But the other one's $3.99, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I think you guys got my order mixed up somewhere. Yep. It is $3.99.31 and $73.87. Brad Williamson for some 4 stencils. This is coming out of the budget for Heritage, $20.
Hold on.
See, you guys mixed up mine. Okay. Okay, let's see.
We didn't put them back in the right order?
No, you did not. I should have checked
That's
that.
gonna be a pain.
Well, there's a new rule we didn't know.
Yeah, see that, guys?
That's the new rule.
What is next? Auto direct.
We didn't know you could,
Oh,
man, you gotta tell us.
I know, I should have. All right, wait a minute, I can tell you what. I'll tell you what. Okay, this will be easier. Auto data direct is $540.70, and that is a refund. Karen can probably explain it, but someone did a registration for a camper out of state, the refund, the $540.
It was purchased out of state, so they had a third-party vendor and they miscalculated what the total was. So they sent a check. So the customer was here, we went ahead and processed it. So that's the difference between what the vendor calculated and the actual.
Okay.
Bartlett Tree Services, $315. Brad Williamson, $20. Carol.
Go slow. I didn't get one for
That's Amazon, right?
this one here, I didn't get that one.
That's these two added together. Amazon versus, there were two invoices. Okay, I got Brad.
I didn't check the 315 or something, that's part of that data.
You got Brad. Okay, Carroll County Registry of Deeds, $18.78. Central Fence and Deck. I have a question about that, $3,057.50. Is that the one that they're repairing, that they had backed into, or is this a new one?
I have a question for you,
Okay.
because when I saw it, I had the same question. We received a check from the insurance company,
We did. Just see
because it was
where-
supposed to be neutral to the town,
Right.
no insurance.
Right.
So we should have had income that
Yeah.
covers that.
Let me check on that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I told Bertie I couldn't get hold of her.
Okay.
I swear it was around like 63 or 6,500.
Did they reimburse us?
Yeah.
You think so? I thought it was around the same price.
Don't know.
I don't know, but
I
I'll
don't
check.
remember.
Okay. CMP Home and Property Maintenance, $325 for mowing.
Yep.
Consolidated Communications, $141.12. Dairy Roofing, this is for the steeple, $4,650. Eversource, we have two, $153.77 and $25.87. Gov Connection, $253.80. Governor Wentworth Regional School District, $65,087. Jeff Greenlaw, his September sell and mileage, $108.34. Kimball Construction, we have two. We have two, 4,000, I'm sorry. I lost my place. 4,565 and 3,150.
Total 7715.
Yeah. Leah Gage, $82.60. New Hampshire Vital Records, $61. Bob Sabasic, $67.60. And Water Industries, which was for culvert, $1,857.20.
I'll make a motion, we
Can you read the total, please?
150,000,
506.
506.22.
Thank you.
I'll still make a motion to approve the manifest as read.
I'll second. All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, checks are signed, manifest is signed. Meeting adjourned.
Great.
7:36.
Chris, do you need this one?
Yeah, I have a copy.
You need one? We got this in the front.
I got a copy. Remember, I asked Leah for a copy.
And you go on these as well.
Yes, I
All right. John Henry there.
June can come in on